Well put. Very good. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. Shuddho Buddho Vimukta Shrutishikharagiram Mukhyatatparya Bhumi Yasmad Jadam Samastam Jagadidam Amrtat Vyapya Sarvam Sthido Yaha Yasyam Sham Shavataraihi Suranaravanajairakshidam Sarvametad Tam Bhumanam Mukundam Hridigatam Amalam Krishnameva Prabhadye Tam Bhumanam Mukundam Hridigatam Amalam Krishnameva Prabhadye Madhya Hridaya Kashe Sadanandamayo Guru Udetu Satatam Samyak Swatmananda Prabodhagaha. Harihi, Harihi, Harihi Om Tat Sat. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. As usual, we shall recite the auspicious monosyllable Omkara 3 times jointly. While reciting, every one of you should keep in heart specifically that our collective recitation should spread upon the whole of our earth. It should be showering the benedictions, blessings on all the creatures thriving upon our planet. Interlock your fingers and put them on your lap. Sit comfortably erect. Close your eyes. Open the mouth and the heart and join me. To the full throat. Arjuna's submission before Krishna, designating Krishna as his teacher and presenting himself as his student. Karpanya dosho bahata svabhava.
Karpanya dosho bahata svabhava.
Prichhami tvam.
Prichhami tvam.
Dharma sammudha cheda.
Dharma sammudha cheda.
Yachreyasya.
Yachreyasya.
Nishchitam bruhi tanme.
Nishchitam bruhi tanme.
Shishyasteham.
Shishyasteham.
Shadhimam.
Shadhimam.
Tvam prapannam.
Tvam prapannam.
Shishyasteham.
Shishyasteham.
Shadhimam.
Shadhimam.
Tvam prapannam.
Tvam प्रपन्नम्.
What shall I tell you? Why? Because I am critically analyzing the meaning, relevance and utility of the answer Krishna gave to Arjuna. In response to Arjuna's question that the mind is very turbulent, it is desultory, very difficult to control. It is as difficult as to control the wind. So the yoga that you have put forth, my dear Krishna, I don't think it is easy to practice. And from my point of view, I am not able to be sure that anybody will take up the practice and will be able to complete it in this lifetime. Suppose he is not able to complete the practice and derive the fulfillment, the enlightenment, then will it not be like a dense cloud about to shed rains, suddenly being blown off by a cyclonic wind? Then he has stopped all his other religious and Vedic practices. And this new practice of your yoga, he has only begun, pursued it for a short while, or maybe a little long, but he has not been able to complete it. So will he not be denied the earlier and the later, both practices, their benefits? So I am confused. Now Krishna has to appease the mind of Arjuna. At the same time, give such an answer that nobody will doubt whether he should practice yoga or not. Such a beautiful reply he has given. It is psychological as well as philosophical. It is spiritual as well as material. It is this worldly as well as otherworldly. Where can you find such an answer? He assures Arjuna that a kind of a yoga bhrashta that you are referring to, when he drops his body, he will straightaway go to the highest of the celestial regions and live there as long as he wants. All the others who perform rituals, their rewards are after the body falls. The rituals have a certain measure of benefit. The ritual itself has got a duration. Depending upon the duration, their result also will be of a certain duration. So when that duration is over, they will fall precipitously down. If you fall here, it will be only a 6 feet fall. We can get right. But when you fall from the heaven, I am wondering what would be the consequence. Whereas this yogi or yoga bhrashta, he goes and stays wherever he wants in the highest regions, and as long as he likes, and he will come back. And when he gets born, it will be in a very, very prosperous family, very virtuous, spiritually inclined also. So there will be no dearth of anything for him. Or it can be in a yogic family. That means all around him will be of the same spirit, same attunement. So he will only be emboldened by such a birth. And whether he wants it or not, the previous influences will forcefully grip him and take him further, and he will complete the task. Can you find a better answer? So the pursuit of yoga gives you not even the yogic benefit. If you don't complete it, If you complete it, you have the yogic benefits of enlightenment and fulfillment. Suppose you are not able to complete, you will get a reward and benefit which are far exceeding the ritualistic rewards. Tell me now whether yoga is beneficial and advantageous for you or not. So as an answer, we have to compliment Krishna for having given such an answer. Many people read this, but they never think. Why was this question necessary at all from Arjuna? Because he had not understood all the message properly. If he had understood it, this question never comes at all. It is something very, very important. So I thought of discussing Krishna's answer and evaluating and bringing forth various relevances it has. I wonder whether all of you will appreciate the talk and you will be able to absorb and assimilate the message properly. Many people read Bhagavad Gita and they find contradictions there, conflicts there. The philosophical part, the spiritual part, all these are having conflicting elements, many people will say, and there are also. The answer that Krishna gives is, what is yoga? Yoga is a state where your mind is not at all assailed by any kind of a conflicting version given by the Shastras. Our Shastras say that the jiva, the life, pulsating in our body, animating and activating the body, that inner presence, it dies. Then it takes further birth, etc. This has been mentioned by Bhagavad Gita, even Shastras. At another point they say that the jiva itself is Brahman. Brahman is unborn, undying, imperishable, impersonal, absolute, still, non-acting. If that is so, where is the question of it getting born or dying? And they say, Jivo Brahmaiva Nabhara. The jiva itself is Brahman. So there is no Brahman besides jiva, and there is no jiva besides Brahman. Now, are these not conflicting statements? On the one hand, they say, it is subject to birth and death depending upon the karmas it performs and has performed. On the other side, they say, what you call the I, the jiva, is itself unborn, undying, immortal. So we have a twofold identity. One is the identity caused by the body where we feel that we are born and shall die. The other identity is, I am the soul, the immortal soul, and I was never born and I shall never die. So the soul gives you an immortal identity and the body gives you a mortal identity. You should understand and distinguish the two and ultimately reach a position where the self, the Brahman alone is, nothing else. It is all-pervading and omnipresent. Omnipresence cannot be two. Omnipresent means filling everywhere. Such a presence will not allow a second entity. It will be singular, comprehensive and full. So all ideas of jivahood should be totally dismissed, suspended, outlived, eschewed for all. Are you able to read, understand and assimilate the truths in such a manner that you can clearly say, no, birth is only of the body, death also is only of the body, and the presence inside the body, animating the body, is different from the body. Because it is different from the body, body's birth does not apply to it. Body's death also does not involve it. So I am free from birth and death. My dear souls, this is an understanding. Clarity of your understanding. This clarity of understanding is often hindered by doubts and conflicts. So in the second chapter, Sri Krishna has clearly said, what? Shruti vipratipanna te yada sthasyati nischala samadha vachala buddhi tada yogamava apsisi. Are you hearing me? Shruti vipratipanna te buddhi yada samadhau nischala achala cha sthasyati. Your intelligence, vacillating because of the conflicting versions of the Shastras, Shruti Vipratipanna, caused by the Shastras themselves. By reading or hearing the conflicting versions of the Shastras, the Buddhi remains what? Vipratipanna. It becomes doubtful. And doubtful intellect, when it derives a good sufficient measure of clarity and resoluteness, then it remains nischala achala chasthasyati samadhau. In the antaranga, andakarana, it remains still and immovable. That stillness of the Buddhi, non-vacillating nature of the Buddhi, and the stability that results therefrom, that itself is yoga. That itself is yoga. So what does it mean? When the intelligence become resolute and still, unwavering, that unwaveringness itself is yoga. No further soul is necessary, no further God is necessary, no further meditation is necessary. My dear souls, are you hearing me? Are you able to understand what I say? Tada yogamava apsisi. You will attain yoga then, when the intelligence remains unwavering. What is intelligence? What is mind? It is the self itself. Because of the experiential vibration, waveringness, you are confused. You lose all your peace. Simply remain closing the eyes. Very peaceful. That is real selfness. This he has mentioned. It is then that Arjuna raised a question. What is that wonderful state where the intelligence remains still and stable? Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava sthitadhi kim prapasheda kim asita vrajeda kim. The first time the word sthita prajna is used in Bhagavad Gita, and that is by Arjuna, not by Krishna. Following that is the sthita prajna section. We call it sthita prajna prakarana of Bhagavad Gita. It is a full composition by itself, a full treatise on the subject of what? Self-realization and self-state. I told you that Arjuna was not able to understand Krishna properly, assimilate the message and derive the benefit. That is why he blurted forth this question. And Krishna did not condemn him or criticize him. He approved of his question and he appeased his mind. But for us, we are not like Arjuna in front of a battle. And it was not a short conversation, 2.5 hours. I have been discussing Vidya for Bhagavad Gita for several hours before you. So for us, it is a text. And we can spend any extent of time to study it, understand it, think about it, reflect upon it, and realize the message. So we don't have that kind of a hurry, and having to fight, nothing like that. So I thought I will discuss it. Our Shastras do allow such discussions. They call for also. And these discussions will make you understand the spirit and purpose of the Shastras better and better, and you will be able to benefit also far more. My Gurudev had a full library of spiritual books. Because all of them were in Bengali, I had no access to them. But I saw them. So once I asked him a question, Baba, you are already established in your own selfness. And you are given to Shirshasana, and you are spending time in the stillness of Shirshasana. So where was the necessity for you to read so many Shastras? I am not able to understand. Can you tell me something about it? He said smilingly, I think by reading all these Shastras, I have been very happy. I would not have been so happy and contented and full if I had not read them. So everything gave me a confirmatory note, a clarifying note. Overwhelmingly, they upheld whatever I had experienced and whatever I felt and decided upon. What except the Shastras can be your friend, your association? For a spiritual seeker, Shastras are the constant companion. Constant. Every verse of the Shastras, particularly well-chosen verses, they will shower nectar to your mind and heart. This Bhagavad Gita is such a tremendous presentation. It has got a relevance to the situation in front. But that is only the superficial or immediate relevance. Otherwise its relevance is eternal. To the complexities of the world, to the complex nature of the mind, intelligence, ego, etc. So one has scope to read Bhagavad Gita several times, reflect upon the various messages, and find initially conflicts, later on harmony. So I continue to discuss. Why I say Arjuna did not understand Krishna's message? Krishna began his message from the 12th verse of the 2nd chapter. And what was the first revelation that Krishna made before Arjuna? Natvevaham jadunasam natvam neme janadhipaha nachaiva na bhavishyamaha sarve vayamatah para. Arjuna, you think that I was born of Devaki. And I was reared by Yashoda. But I want to tell you, my body alone, Devaki gave birth to. Devaki alone gave birth to my body. Yashoda also looked after only my body. But I am not the body. What is the truth about me? There was no time when I was not. You were also not. Nor Bhishma, Drona, Kripa and the rest were not. There was no time when we were not. That means we were present. Are we not present now? Yes. If something is present now, be with me. If something is present now, could it have been absent earlier? If it was absent, how can from absence presence be had? So if we are present now, we were present earlier. If we were present earlier, there is the question of our getting born. And if we were present and we are present, are we going to be absent later? Existence knows only to exist. It doesn't know not to exist. If something is existing, it will continue to exist. It was existing, it is existing, and it will continue to be. So the birth, death, and the growth and changes in between relate only to the body. This body is an outcome of the food we take. And all the food is matter. Matter is inert. So our body is inert. The inert body is animated by the inner presence. Animated by the inner presence. The inert body. Animated, activated by the inner presence. So the body left to itself is inert. And as inert material mass, it cannot produce any experience or knowledge. But you have the experience and knowledge always. You get up in the morning saying, I am. Even in sleep, you have not lost experiencing. You wake up from the sleep and then say, I slept comfortably. I did not know anything at all. One person may have died, another child must have been born. So many unpleasant events would have taken place. Nothing I knew. If you did not experience the sleep, who else will experience your sleep? So you get up and then say, I slept. So there also we were having our experience. But he related only after waking up. So that experiencing I, that I am experience, the body cannot give rise to it. It is inert. Tell me then what else it is. That is what you call the self or the soul. That is different from the body. Body alone was born. Body alone grows, has transitions. Natvevaham jatunasam, natvam neme janadhipaha, nachaivana bhavishyamaha, sarve ऽymadav param. So there was no time when we were not. There will not be a time when we shall not be. As we are now, we were and we shall be. This is the summary truth Krishna presented right in the beginning. It is this self and self-realization that he has been explaining. The entire Sthitaprajna Darshana, that Sthitaprajna section, is speaking about how to realize this self. Did he not present the Samatva Buddhi Yoga? Sukha Dukkha Samatva? Siddhya Siddhi Samatva? And by practicing Samatva Buddhi Yoga, you conquer the world, win over the world. The entire world is reduced into two experiences, Sukha and Dukkha. Dukkha is the absence of Sukha. Sukha is the absence of Dukkha. They are not different at all. It is like lowest light is highest darkness. Vice versa also. Having said it so clearly, what all did he further say? Na jayate mriyate va kadachid nayam bhutva bhavidavana bhuyah ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano nahanyate hanyamane sharire. My dear listeners, are you with me? I am asking you. He says very clearly, all negations, na jayate mriyate va kadajid. The presence that animates and activates the body, the I, it is never getting born at all. It never gets born. Mriyate va kadajid. It is not dying also. Nayam bhutva bhavidavana bhuyah. After having been for a while, it does not cease to be. Therefore, what are the descriptions we can make about it? Ajaha, born, nityaha, eternal, shashvataha, changeless, puranaha, present right from the oldest time. Na hanyade hanyamane sharire. When the body is slain, it is not slain at all. Are you getting the point, my dear souls? When the body is slain, it is not slain at all. How many people were going to fall dead in the 18-day war that followed this Gita-upadesha? Out of 45 million warriors, except 10, all fell dead. But Krishna says, none is going to die. People will be slaying each other. It was only a bodily encounter. Bodily encounter. It is not a self-encounter or soul encounter. Nothing happens to the existence part of things. Veda vinashinam nityam yaye namajamavyayam katham sapurushav partha kam ghadayadi hamdigam. This is verse number 21. The earlier was 20 of second chapter. Whoever knows this self, this I, avinashinam, nityam, ajam, avyayam. One who knows this soul to be avinashi, indestructible, nityam, eternal, ajam, unborn, avyayam, it is inexhaustible. Such a person, katham sa purusha partha kam ghatayati hantikam. How can you say he kills? He neither kills nor does he persuade anybody else to kill. Nayam katham sa purusha partha kam ghadayati hantikam. You know, this self by its very nature is such that it cannot be acted upon by any kind of an act, including the act of killing. Nainam chindandi shastrani, nainam dakhati pavakaha, na chainam kledayandyapo, na shoshayati marutaha. You see, these are the verses you should recite repeatedly. They are nectarine. You are reciting the glory of yourself, the glory of the I, the presence that animates your body, by which you wake up in the morning, which puts you to sleep in the evening, at night. Sometimes which causes you to dream. So, nainam chindandi shastrani, nainam dakhati pavakaha, na chainam klayadayandyapo, na shoshayati marudaha. Achedyo yamadahyoyam, akledyo ashoshyayeva cha, Nitya sarvagadasthanu achaloyam sanatana. Why am I saying all these things? Only to make you understand, Arjuna's question was simply an absurdity. Nainam chindandi shastrani. Weapons cannot pierce the soul, cut the soul. Nainam dahati pavakaha. Fire cannot burn it. Najainam klayadayandyabo. Water cannot moisten it. Na shoshayati marudaha. Wind cannot dry it. Achedyoyam adahyoyam. It is impenetrable, unscorchable. It cannot be wetted. Ashoshevacha. It cannot be dried. Nityaha, eternal. Sarvagadaha, present everywhere. Sthanu, remaining still like a huge pillar. Achaloyam sanatana. It has no vibration. It is ever present eternally. These are the descriptions of the self, of the I that you are referring to every day. By describing the jiva, the soul, as impenetrable, etc., what is meant? It cannot be acted upon by any of the four elements. Whatever we call action, what is this action? It is all effects produced by these. Then will there be any karma for it? Karma means action. Action can be there only from movement and vibration. But it cannot act. Nothing can act on it also. So where is the karmic effect? Avyaktoyam achindyoyam avikaryoyam uchyade tasmadevam viditvainam nanushojitum arhasi. This is avyakta, not manifest at all, perceptible to the senses. Achintyaha, even mind cannot think and grasp it. Avikaryoyam uchyade. There is no change whatsoever at all occurring to it any time. Tasmadevam viditvainam. Know the soul like this. Nanushojitum arhasi. Then you will find you never deserve to. You have no permission to grieve. Then Krishna has said something. I don't know whether you will care to think about these matters and relate them. Atachainam nityajatam nityam va manyase mridam tathapi tvam mahabaho naivam shojitum arhasi. Shall I say? Will you be with me? Suppose Arjuna, Krishna makes a hypothetical statement. Suppose you consider the soul to be getting born ever and ever, because so many people are getting born in the world. Naturally, the soul is getting born. Suppose by mistake you think, even if you think in this manner, nityam va manyase mridam, it is getting incessantly born and incessantly dying. Tathapi, even then, he mahabaho, naivam shojitu margavasi. Even then you cannot grieve. Why? If it is the nature or character of the soul to be born and to be dying again and again, then jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuh dhruvam janma mritasya ja Tasmat apariharyarthe natvam shojidumargasi. Even if you think for a while, I am seeing death and birth everywhere. So naturally the soul is getting born, dying. If that is so, even then what is wrong? Whatever is born will die. And whatever is born will take birth. So where is any occasion for you to grieve? It is an unpreventable series. Even then you cannot grieve, Arjuna. That does not mean that the soul is getting born and the soul is dying. Even if you think in this manner, Krishna is presenting an argument to reinforce Arjuna's understanding so that he will be confirmed in this stability. Then in verse number 30 of the second chapter, he makes a concluding statement. Dehi nityam avadhyoyam dehe sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani natvam shojidumarghasi. Dehi, singular. Suppose the indwelling soul, nityam avadhyoyam. There is only one soul, one presence, indwelling all the born bodies. In all of them, the same soul is avadhya. It cannot be killed, unkillable. Tasmat sarvani bhutani. This is the truth about all bodies and all embodied beings, not merely the humans, but all else. Tasmat sarvani bhutani natvam shojidumarghasi. Therefore, Arjuna, you never have any occasion to grieve at all. Why I recited all these verses? Because all these verses clearly say that the self in us is never born and will not die. Then where is the question of Arjuna's doubt? Suppose somebody pursues and he is not able to complete. Will he not be like a dense cloud being blown by the wind? What will happen? The very question has no relevance. But poor Arjuna suffers from. Naturally, Krishna had to console him, so he gave a beautiful reply. What I want to emphasize is that don't be Arjuna's questioning in this manner. You should know what is the real revelation of Bhagavad Gita. Now when he was presenting Karma Yoga, verse number 40 in the second chapter, Neha abhikramana shosti pratyavayo na vidyade swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayade mahato bhayat. When he was speaking about Karma Yoga, he says, this Karma Yoga is a practice, Arjuna, in which the two defects which all activities in the world have, this is free from them. One is abhikramanasha, loss of effort. In agriculture often you find, you sow the seeds, they have sprouted well, they grow well. Even they have flowered. Only 1 month is there for harvesting. At that particular time, the soil becomes dry. There is no water, no rain. So there were occasions when people start setting fire to the plants, dry plants, without getting the harvest. It can happen. Such loss of effort, a miscarriage takes place. A loss of effort is not possible. Adverse result also, pratyavaya, is not possible. And even a small measure of this practice, dharma, trayate mahado bhayat, it relieves one from the huge fear of worldliness. What are all these statements indicating? Do they give any room for Arjuna to doubt and question the way he has done? See how the second chapter, Sri Krishna closes with a summary statement. What is that? Esha brahmi stidif partha nainam prapya vimuhyadi stitvasyam andakalebi brahma nirvana mrichadi. This is the brahmi sthiti, Arjuna. To become a sthitati, to become a sthita prajna. This brahmi sthiti, once you attain it, you will never have moha. Then, sthitvasyam andakalevi brahma nirvana mrichadi. If you are able to reach it, even when you are about to die, even then you attain brahma nirvana. So is it not a full and a complete practice? Where is the question of a hazardous situation there? I would like to speak a little more on this. In the 4th chapter, Krishna does admit many births for him and Arjuna as well. I want you to understand this because I am exposing Gita. I am an exponent. So I want to expose what all is there in the Gita and how do they relate to the discussion we are making, especially Arjuna's question. After completing the 3rd chapter began with a doubt and question from Arjuna. So he clarified it and concluded it. When any Shastric exposition is concluded, generally they will speak about the Vamsha Parampara. This is the way I have got this knowledge, or this is the way this knowledge began. So they will make a reference to the authors in succession. So in the 4th chapter he says, Imam vivasvade yogam proktavan ahamavyayam vivasvan manave praha manurikshvagave bravid. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakale nehamahata yogo nashtah parantava. Saevayam mayatedya yogah proktah puradanaha bhaktosi me sakha chedi rahasyam hetaduttamam. I am wondering whether you are listening to me with interest, attention and attunement. Arjuna, I have spoken to you about the yoga, Samatva Buddhi Yoga. This Buddhi Yoga has been in our country, in our lineage, for a very, very long time. First of all, I spoke about it to Vivaswan. Vivaswan gave out the same message to Manu. And Manu gave it to Ikshvaku. There is a dynasty called the Ikshvaku dynasty of Rama. So it has come to Rama. That is in Treta Yuga. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu. Rajarshi and Brahmarshi are two different words. Brahmarshis are people who have become rishis, having been born as a Brahmin. Rajarshis are those people who were born in the Kshatriya clan. They were rulers. So, imam parampara praptam, evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu. Rajarshis had known it well. Because to sit on the throne and rule the kingdom, this knowledge is necessary, and otherwise they will grieve like Arjuna. I think I have to stop now. Do some namajapa, I will come. I will come if possible. Please wait. So the Rajarshis had necessarily to acquire this knowledge. Do you want me to explain it to you? Why? To sit on the throne means it's a very, very painful task sometimes. A Raja's administration is a monarchical administration. Ultimately, what Raja does is final. Whatever he says is final. There is nothing and nobody, there is nothing or anybody to question it. His administration will be very effective only when he is able to punish the wrongdoers and reward the opposites. So you will find always people will not be the same. When the people are not good, noble and virtuous, there is confusion. And Raja had to be very firm. And what is the punishment he gives? He cuts off the necks of people. And he does it himself. See, I am talking to you from our ashram. This ashram belongs to Cochin state. It was a small kingdom. And we had a Shaktan Tamburan. I can tell you some of the instances of his administration. Very, very, what shall I say? Very surprising. These are not legends, but these are facts and events, part of history. So they have to be very firm in their administrative tasks. That means nobody will be happy to kill a person or even punish him unduly. But punishment will have to be necessary. So how were they able to rule? Because of this knowledge. This knowledge alone enabled Arjuna to fight. And in the war, 4.5 million warriors were present. Except 10, all of them were slain in the course of 18 days. Can you imagine the magnitude of the people who died? And Arjuna was feeling, I would be responsible for it. That is why he started crying. So he says, our Rajas, particularly those who were Rishis also, Rajarshis, they knew about it. But somehow by the passage of time, this knowledge became extinct. That is why you are not able to acquire it in time and you could have escaped this kind of a plight. This conversation was not necessary. I am driving your chariot. I don't have any doubt as you are having. So I have this knowledge, you don't have it. That is why you have the doubt and oscillation. So he said, and what is lost? Sa eva ऽyमया तेद्य yoga prokta puradanaha bhaktosi me sakha chedi rahasyam hedaduttamam. This is actually a secret. It has to be gained by approaching a Sadguru. If he is pleased with you and with your inquiry, he will accept, I shall instruct you, and in sufficient solitude, this message is imparted. I have also learned it like this. Krishna says, Sa eva ऽyमया तेद्य yoga prokta puradana. The same old yoga. Don't think that this is something that I have made. I have learned it from my teacher. My teacher had learned it from his teacher. That teacher had learned it from his teacher. So it has been coming successionally. Somehow I have it, but you don't have it. Because you are so devoted to me, a devotee of mine, you are also a friend, I decided to disclose this truth. And what is the truth? Arjuna, fight. Fight. Let whatever be the consequence, remember me and fight. As a yogi, you fight. The strength will be yoga, clarity will be yoga, enlightenment will be yoga, relief will be yoga. With that yoga, you fight. Why I said it? It is not to explain the yoga. Instantly, Arjuna raised a question. What is that? Aparam bhavato janma, param janma vivaswadaha, katham etad bijaniyam, tvamadau proktavanidhi. These are points. I shall explain. But I am wondering whether you are not by my side. Then I could have looked at your faces, understood how you are absorbing. Nobody will worry about these matters. Aparam bhavato janma. You said you taught it, imparted it to Vivaswan. Vivaswan belongs to a very old age and time. Param janma vivaswadaha. Aparam bhavato janma, param janma vivaswadaha. You were born recently. And Vivaswan was very, very early. Katham edat bijaniyam tvamadau proktavanidhi. So how can you, Krishna, born of Devaki, reared by Yashoda, how can you say, I taught it to Vivaswan? I am not able to understand. Then also Krishna had to speak, giving some clarity. So he says, listen to it. Bahuni me vyaditani janmani tavaja Arjuna tanyaham veda sarvani natvam vetha parandava. Bah. Normally, all these are contradictions. On the one hand, he said, there was no time when I was not. There will not be a time when I shall not be. Now he says, Bahuni me vyaditani janmani tavacha Arjuna tanyaham veda sarvani natvam vetha parandava. How can I understand that you spoke to Vivaswan? He said, many births have taken place for me. For you too, Arjuna, I know them, but you don't know. See? So many births have taken place for me. For you also. That means for everybody. What is that birth? We are not the body, but we are the soul. As the soul, it is all-pervading. What I say as I in my body, remaining in my body, and others also are saying I. It is the inner presence. That inner presence is subtle and it is present in the Panchabhaudik body. All bodies are equally Panchabhaudik. If the soul is subtle and it can permeate in the Panchabhutas, Panchabhaudik body, it permeates in all the Panchabhutas. So in all the Panchabhaudik bodies, the soul is the same. The inner presence is the same. And all births are taking place with that substratum, all the births. So altogether there is only one soul, and so many biological aggregate in the form of bodies are getting born and dying. All these are on the substratum called the soul. So Krishna says, I understand this substratum and I have this identity with it so firmly and so fully that I can say, I spoke to Vivaswan. Body cannot speak. Body has to be animated. That animating presence is the same. So Krishna identifies himself with that animating presence and then says, so many births have taken place for me. The same is the case with you. The next part I am not saying. And then he goes on saying, Ajobisannavyayatma bhutanam ishvaro visan pragadim swamadhishtaya sambhavamya atmamayaya yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tad atmanam srijamyaham. Krishna assumes an altogether higher identity and he starts speaking. Arjuna, I told you that I have had many births. You also have had. Everybody. I can say, I have had many births. Because body is inert. So if there is an ego or the I inside the body to say, I am born, I was born, I am living, that I is referring to the inner presence which is pervading everywhere and only one. Sarvagataha sthanuhu achaloyam sanatanaha. These words I have already explained to you. So that identity makes Krishna say in this manner. But because Arjuna doesn't have that identity, he will not be able to say. So he says, with that identity, there are occasions when I get born. Whenever there is a decline in dharma and an upsurge of adharma, to protect dharma, a special birth takes place. That part I am not going to speak further. My point is that there are occasions when Krishna has said, I have had several births, you also have had several births, I know them, but you don't know. This also he has mentioned. So his statement that a yogi who is not able to complete his yoga practice and have that fulfillment, suppose he drops his body, this will happen, he will go up, come back, etc. That is only an answer given to Arjuna to appease him and to give him some kind of consolation. And Arjuna was happy, he did not pester further. But what I want to convey is, Arjuna's question itself is not relevant. The message of Bhagavad Gita is very clear that you have to resort to this Samatva Buddhi Yoga. With that Samatva Buddhi Yoga, Sukha and Dukha are the only alternates you have during all your interactions with the world objects. And Sukha Dukkhas are treated alike and you reach a state of self-realization. You become Sthita Prajna, Sthitadhi, then the problem is over. No further question there. Without doing it and without also understanding its full relevance, any question that you raise will not be a real question. I don't know whether I have delivered you anything properly. Because I discuss Gita rather in a detailed manner. I thought the manner in which I have been discussing, I thought a little more time has to be spent on this. That is why I made so many references. The primary message of Bhagavad Gita is the yoga practice. What yoga practice? Not asana, pranayama, etc. The yoga relating to buddhi and the mind. Samatva Buddhi Yoga. Samatva Buddhi Yoga. Atma Yoga. Atma Yoga. Atma Yoga, Yoga Yuktada. You should become integrated with this yoga. That is what constantly is said. And that practice is fulfilling by its very nature. Now I shall stop now. If you think whatever I have spoken is good, has been good, or if you have some doubts, let me know. I will try to discuss it next time. I would like to know whether you are ending up like Arjuna doubting the proposition, or by reading and understanding Gita, you are feeling that his question was not relevant. The practice presented by Krishna is such that it fulfills us. I would take up 2 more verses. One is from the 9th chapter. Both are from the 9th chapter. Verses number 30 and 31. And will explain to you how the practice presented by Krishna, emphasized by Krishna, gives you fulfillment right here and now. There is no question of the practitioner losing in any manner and getting destroyed like a cloud by a cyclonic wind. No such development at all. This clear understanding I would like you to have. Let us see. Samvedyavarjitamanutama ekamadyam samvidpadam vigalanam kalayan mahatman hridyeva tishtha kananarahita kriyam tu kurvan akartrapadamethya samodidashri kurvan akartrapadamethya samodidashri. Hari 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 Om Tat Sat. Jai Guru. Jai Guru. We shall have a conclusional Omkara once and then disperse. Take your mudra for it. Hari 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 Om Tat Sat. Jai Guru. Jai Guru. Jai Guru.